as you just saw, because there's only been like one wave per floor, and it's been pretty easy so far, I've only been equipping 3 servants at a time since the game requires me to. And I've been able to clean up pretty well. I just use one really strong attacking servant with an area of effect Noble Phantasm, and then I put 2 grunt servants behind them just to provide support. And it's worked pretty well so far. I don't think that's how the rest of the event's going to be. But I wanted to record because this is apparently a boss floor, the only of the 10th floor, and it's got a Saint Quartz. So I'm pretty sure that means we're going to get a cutscene here. Good. We've nearly reached the 10th floor. Are you feeling alright? Oh yes, I'm not the least bit inebriated, but thank you for your concern, Master. I was a bit worried about what might happen, but it seems like the only alcohol fumes need not have been a cause for concern for me. As long as we keep our spirits high, there's nothing we cannot do. Please be careful, Master. There's someone else on this floor. There you are. About time you got here. We've been up here so long, I was worrying Todo-sama might dry up. That's Katsushika Hokusai, isn't it? Well, it's supposed to be more accurate to say the father and daughter of Team Katsushika Hokusai. You're the famous ukiyo-e artist, are you not? What brings you to this place? My art, of course. What'd you think I was going to use my paint to make soba or something? I gotta say, though, that Oni from Mount Ue is pretty generous. Take a gander at all the rare paint she gave me. I feel like a court artist of the Tokugawa family. So, you're here on Shuten Doji's instructions? I wouldn't say instructions, more like I just can't say no to a girl who looks like that. I used to have a little sister, you know? So when they look up at me with their big doe? I think it means doe like deer. Their big doe eyes and ask for a favor, all I can say is yes. Of course, with her offering me pretty much any kind of paint I could want, a place all my own where I gotta do nothing but worry about my art, and a bunch of new subjects that I ain't heard sight nor sound of before making their way to me on their own accord. With all of that, there's no way I was gonna turn her down. Ha ha ha. Subjects? What, you serious, Master? Just take a look around. You're surrounded by warriors, generals, monsters, and fairies that all look like they walked out of a picture book. So does that mean that you want to use the servants as models? I bet even the Buddha himself couldn't have known that I'd get the famous lady samurai from the Ginpei War for myself after I croaked. All these different servants are blowing my mind. I can't wait to get painting. Please forgive my rudeness, but I fear that we're in a hurry, and we do not have time to model for you. You're being rude? If anyone's being rude, it's me, you dummy. After seeing how valiant, and graceful, and sad you are behind those big red eyes of yours, it'd be rude of me not to paint you. If I just let you go now, the deity of art would whop me in the head asking why I passed you up. I see. Then what would you have us do? As if you don't already know. If you ask an artist to choose between the brush and the chopsticks, it'd be the brush every time. Hell, if she ain't careful, she might end up eating with her brush. You know, Todo-sama actually did that a few times before he realized his mistake and spat out the miso soup. Such a waste of good food. Anyhow, I'm gonna paint something unpaintable. I guess I got no choice but to break out the big brush. So we are gonna have to fight. Please stand back, Master. I do not wish to turn my blade upon the artist so young and unaccustomed to battle. But if you stand in our way, then you leave me no choice. Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Those eyes, that spirit, that katana of yours ready to strike. My brush is itching to paint you too. Be warned, if you come at me thinking that I'm just some little girl with paints, then the choice of yours will be your last mistake. My brush can paint anything and everything. That includes pain, numbness, shortness of breath, so don't you forget it. Now come on, I'll show you how Hokusai, the great painter of Edo, handles herself in a scrap. Some Oni for round 1. I don't remember what foreigners are strong and weak against. If I remember correctly, they're strong against berserkers. So I opted to not bring Lancelot or Mysterious Heroine X Alter with me. So instead I'm taking Gramps and Merlin and regular Heroine X. I don't have a foreigner yet, so I don't really know all their specs. Alright. How are we gonna do this? Alright, so Azrael should at least take out her remaining HP on this first tank. I think she has a little bit left. Yeah, X can take care of the rest. Almost. Dang it. Since it can't knock her out this turn anyway, just go ahead and build up some critical stars. Critical rate up every turn, huh? Take another one of these. This ought to hurt just a little bit. Oh yeah. Damn it. I can't believe you got me. Ow. Why don't you rest up in the hot springs outside? What? Did you say hot springs? Nobody told me anything about there being hot springs here. Hang on. If there's a hot spring, that means all the beautiful fairies and maidens from all of history who have a contracted master are going to have a soak in them. Ain't no way I'm going to pass up a chance for that kind of inspiration. I gotta keep going. Are you sure about this? It's fine. I got a pretty good idea of how to paint you now. Thanks for the scuffle. Or thanks to that scuffle. Besides, at the hot springs, I get to see all my subjects naked, not like they were if everyone was dressed. It don't take a genius to figure out which ones are a better opportunity. Now that that's settled, Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I better blindfold Todosama. Octopus or not, he's still a guy. Wah! Holy hell, he moves fast. Todosama, you get back here right now. You're trying to sneak into the woman's bath, ain't you? Don't come crying to me if you get boiled and served up as an appetizer. Well, that was a bit of an ordeal, but at least the path to the next floor is now clear. We're likely going to encounter other guards like her on the floors above us. But this is only the beginning of our ascent. There's no need to be hasty. Yes, there is, because there's only 4 days left on the event. Now, let's keep our wits about us, and forge ahead one floor at a time. Meanwhile... While this of course pales in comparison to the spaciousness, splendor, and rarity of the spring waters of my noble phantasm's bath, I will grant this water that is not terrible, considering it's prepared by a mongrel. As a reward, just this once, I'll overlook your transgression of bathing in waters that have touched my royal person. Rejoice, for my kingly aura is now one of the benefits you will enjoy soaking in these springs. But King of Heroes, take a look around. Spoken while gulping down wine. What's of it? Yes, this is a Thermae. Thermae is Rome, and this is Rome too. You call this a bath? I am truly magnanimous. I think that's how you pronounce that? Magnanimous. So I will call it rustic. But if you wish for me to make something of this place, you shall begin by handing over all the raw material to me. Do that, and I shall build a grand pyramid-style golden bathhouse around the hot springs worthy of a pharaoh. Why am I here? Why else? To demonstrate that the water holds no power over me, nor presents any obstacle. If you wish to verify that running water as well, then so be it. Prepare your water. I shall face it head on. Oh, so these waters flow and circulate as much as they do in the Nile. I approve. There's nothing but kings here. Their kingdoms may be different in size, but still, to have so many kings in one bath like this. Well, it's not something you see every day, now is it? Wahaha! No, usually this kind of thing is reserved for fanfictions. It is hardly impressive. These other kings are little more than mockeries of my own royal splendor. It is clear to all that I am the most accomplished when it comes to baths. As such, there's no longer reason for me to stay. Oh, getting out already? I wouldn't have figured the King of Heroes would have a hard time handling a little hot water. What was that? Fool! I can simply see that these waters are barely able to contain the glory of my royal person, and in my generosity, elected to offer them a brief respite. Death from exhaustion is no laughing matter, after all. But the time for respite is now past, at the very least. I shall not be raising my royal bottom again until these so-called kings who enjoyed their cheap liquor have been thoroughly boiled. Oh, you propose a test of endurance? Wait, a night is out of nowhere. Endurance, you say? That sounds... Wait, hang on. Endurance, you say? That sounds like quite a lot of fun. Be warned, these waters are already hot. We should work up a good sweat indeed by the time it's over. So you'll be joining us too then, King of Sparta. This is getting more interesting by the moment. But in that case, the barrel of wine just won't be enough. King of Heroes, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you have a supremely delicious vintage in your possession. Am I right? Hell, I'll bet you even got 100, 200 flasks you can spare without batting an eye. How else could you call yourself the King of Heroes? You have sharp ears, or rather a sharp nose. Indeed, everything under the sun belongs to me. As such, a mere child could easily have arrived at your conclusion. However, I'm aghast at your gall to ask me so bluntly to open my personal stores for you. You do indeed live up to your name as a great king. Specifically, the great king of drunkards and extortionists. Oh! Gilgamesh throwing shade? You bet! There's nothing wrong with wanting delicious liquor and asking for it. Besides, surely you find it more fun to drink with others than all alone. Now come on, just produce it like you do everything else. I expect to see bottles upon bottles of the finest liquor around, enough to fill up this very bath. You're the invincible King of Heroes, aren't you? Then you must take up the challenge when confronted. You'll find I respond poorly to provocation. Despite your thick build, I see now that it is words rather than muscle that are your greatest weapon. What was that? What's this? It seems there's a black octopus dwelling within these waters. Ah, now I understand. Master must have brought this slippery creature here to let us attempt to catch hold of it, and thus letting us train even while we work up a sweat in the bath. What a wonderful master we have. Very well then. Here goes. Ah, it's so slippery and huge. No need to tell me. The creature must be akin to the Umibozu that I've heard stories about. Ah! Iskandar! Oh, if it isn't the king of Persia and former pharaoh, if you're here too, a simple test of endurance may no longer be enough. It's too damn noisy. Can't these jackasses keep their mouths shut even when they're taking a bath? Alright. 10th floor cleared. Alright, so that's basically how the rest of this event's gonna go. Just me grinding through the battles and then popping back in every now and then to deliver the narration of every 10th floor. So, oh, got an Avenger over here. Who would it be? There are 5 Avengers in the game currently, I think. Let's see. Jalter, because it seems to be like a girls' event, mostly. Or it could be Dante's, because he'd be like, hey, it's another tower. And you know Dante's and towers. Either way, we'll figure that one out next time. So yeah, we're just going to continue on, just grinding through the rest of these smaller quests, and I'll see you back at the 20th floor.